You're now checked in with Charisma, exclusively on Power 106.
In with your girl, Charisma, where we're checking in with the streets, the clubs, the industry, the game, the culture of hip-hop. We're tapping in, man. And, we're just trying to bring people to the table that have been out here putting in work. In order to sit with Charisma, you got to be putting in work, let me tell you. So
Facts.
Today, I got a gentleman next to me. He goes by the name of Sincere Show.
The Glorious King Show, you know what I'm saying?
All the way from Chicago.
From Chicago, by way of L.A., though.
But he's an official L.A. native, if you ask me, because he's been out here for years.
Yeah, I've been in L.A. 12 years, going on 13 years.
12, 13 years.
Yeah, I moved here when I was 18, like everybody else. Trying to be the biggest.
The place to be, big dreams.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
But you've actually made it happen and broke through. For those that don't know, first of all, we're going to put his Instagram on the screen right here, @Sincere Show.
That's me.
Tap in with him, and you're going to be just blown away. The guy's a hustler. He's created his own thing.
Yeah.
And it's this Sincere Show, welcome to the show movement. And from the hottest events to parties to music to
World on
crazy
Wheels,
videos,
restaurants, the content,
to business, to being an entrepreneur, this guy really gets down. And I'm just so honored to talk to you today, man.
Man, I'm honored to be here, Charisma. Let me just say this. First and foremost, I don't know what type of award you get when you one of the biggest in the city, but Charisma needs that. She been putting on for a long time. In my personal opinion, I don't think she get the full credit for all that she's done.
Thank you.
For LA. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but we got to make sure we give a person their roses while they here.
Facts.
A lot of time we wait for something to happen, then we come and we like, that person was the biggest. Like, no, I'm saying it right now. Charisma is the biggest in the city. She's always been. She's always gone out of her way to put new talent on, put people in front of you haven't heard of, representing the women first and foremost. I remember when you was running around with honey cocaine real heavy, trying to make that thing, you know what I mean? Like, just really putting on for not just like minorities too, you know what I'm saying? Like people that don't really just get that fair shake, and the women, you know what I mean? So we got to make sure that everybody know that DJ Charisma is the biggest, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
I wanted to put that out there.
Definitely coming from you, appreciate that, man. I'm honored to work with this guy. Trust me.
We did the craziest party last night. It was a
I've
vibe.
ever been to in my life, no cap, like this guy right here.
100%.
And I'm honored to be associated and get to work with you and get to watch you grow. But I want to get to know a little bit more about you today. I want to know, the Sincere Show, Chicago. How did it even come about that you even come out here? What was the goal you were going for to even come to L.A.?
I came to my story crazy, man. I came to L.A. I had a record out in Chicago. I used to sing, and I did this record with this guy Young Berg, who at the time he from Chicago. He was doing his thing, and we kind of got together and was like, yo, I'm gonna come to L.A. and work with you and work on some music and build my whole thing. So he was trying to help me out. It's crazy because I had just caught a case in Chicago, and you know what I'm saying, I was living in New York, but I went to Chicago to do a show, and while I was there, I caught this case. I ended up getting probation, and Berg actually reached out to my probation officer and was like, yo, I'm gonna bring him to LA. I'm gonna look out for him. We're gonna work on music.
Hitmaker?
Hitmaker.
Hitmaker,
you know what I'm
Berg.
saying?
Yes,
the biggest.
definitely.
Definitely. All my associations are with the biggest. You know what I mean? So he did that for me. He brought me to LA. Really, it was a tumultuous time for him when I came. You know what I'm saying? He was going through a lot with the business. It was changing a lot.
Definitely.
It was the streaming, and Napster was kind of coming into play.
Napster.
World Star. They
Definitely.
wanted to, we didn't know the internet was gonna social media and everything was gonna really do. So everything you did or said, it was being super scrutinized, and he just came at a time where we didn't realize the effects the internet would have, the effects of trying to sell records would have.
Right.
And I think it was for him, it didn't go the way he wanted to go. So I kind of was just with him for 2 years, just really trying to help him figure out things without really focusing on what I was here to do.
Right.
And in the process of that, I ended up, getting off probation. I would go to Chicago every 3 months to kind of check in with my PO. But it was a first time offense for me as an adult, so they was real lenient. I paid my fines and shit, so they wasn't really tripping. And when I got off papers, I was like, all right, it's time to turn up. But by then, I was broke.
Eesh.
You know what I'm saying? So you know the
LA
story.
rent is expensive.
Yeah, you know the story. Like just out here fucked up. You know what I mean? Like living in my car at one point.
Oof.
I had my father had an uncle that lived in Long Beach. He would kind of let me stay with him, but his wife didn't kind of want me there, so I kind of was just like float around. My brother Jojo Capone, shout out to Jojo Capone, he gave me like $1,500 to get a car. So I was like living in this little car, just like trying to figure it out. And at the time, I was working with No ID. He had a big interest in me. He felt like I was gonna be like the next big thing. And
That's a big producer right
big
there.
producer,
Very big.
like I said, the biggest. You know
The
what I'm saying?
biggest.
I'm always associated with
Welcome
the biggest.
to the show.
But yeah, I think at that time, I probably had like PTSD. You know what I'm saying? I was just like going through it, just from all the things I had been through, and I didn't really know how to handle like what the moment called for. So the thing with No ID kind of went south, and I remember like there was a time where Berg Hitmaker, he didn't really have like management, so I would kind of just like handle little shit for him, like people want to book him or anybody who was trying to get to him would kind of had to go through me. And at the time, there was this guy named Willie Will who used to like book Berg for little shows in the area of LA, so like IE and San Diego and Hollywood. He used to do these parties in Hollywood.
Oh,
and,
Power 106 was playing some Young Berg back then, definitely.
Young Berg was hot at the time.
Definitely.
He was on fire at the time. And but this was like when he was in a decline, I would say,
Right.
as far as being an artist.
Right,
You know
the
what
whole
I'm saying?
50
It was
mess
a lot. Yeah,
and
it was
all
a lot.
that.
The stuff in Atlanta and the stuff that happened with his chain that kind of being passed around. So it was like a lot of stuff. And like I say, we didn't really know how. We was kids. You gotta think I was 18. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We didn't even know how to like deal with any of this stuff. You know, I'm around Chris Brown and Rihanna, all these big stars. We just in the mix with a bunch of money.
Learning to network and,
not-
learning
yeah,
to,
no-
and making connections.
Money
not
and
even
no
knowing
knowledge.
it, really.
Not even knowing. But what I did after I found myself kind of like fucked up and homeless. So I had a plan, right? I would like I would invite girls to a party like this guy Willie Will. He would like let me sit at his table. I never drank. I don't to this day don't drink. But he'd be like, yo, come sit at my table, bring a couple of girls. And obviously I knew all the girls and run around with fucking Young Berg. This dude was
Right.
a pop star, you know what I'm saying, at the time. So I would just invite like 15, 20 girls out, really literally just to see who house I could stay at that night. Because I had nowhere to sleep. And I'm like, man, I want to take a shower. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could just get a girl to the club, get her a little tipsy, and go back to her house and have a place to sleep for the night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hot boy summer.
that was my, like, plan. You know what I'm
King
saying?
Hot Boy.
King of Hot Boys. But I didn't realize that was, like, a thing to promote and do parties. And Willie Will presented that to me like, yo, bro, if you want to, I give you, $10 or whatever a head to bring X amount of people. And I was like, shit, let's do it. So that's how I kind of got into the parties, and
Right.
Hollywood was doing that.
And you became a legend in that, because I like all these songs that you guys hear, from Fabulous to Jeezy to Future shouting out all these Los Angeles clubs, Supper Club,
Yeah.
everything, you had your hands in it.
100%. I would
You
say
had
this.
your hands in it.
Yeah, I always looked at myself. I think the difference between me and a lot of other promoters was I always looked at myself as a celebrity, because I came in like
Yes, you
doing,
walk it.
Yeah, doing music. Like I'm a singer. Like at the time I was really in my R&B thing, and I'm like, yo, I kind of wanted to brand myself still. Whatever I was doing, I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be the biggest. Because I got to a point after the No ID thing where I was like, yo, fuck music. Like these niggas is. They liars, you know what I'm saying?
crazy.
It's like the industry.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
I kind of was like, if I'm gonna do
Cutthroat.
parties, like I'm gonna just be the biggest. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have conversations with my team, like, yo, we need to like brand ourselves and make the party about us. I feel like even to this day, like a lot of promoters and clubs and parties, they like lean on girls or this. I was like, yo, the party really need to be about the DJ and the promoters. And that was always my thing, you know what I'm saying? And they wanted to try to like beat the system with booking some girls from Instagram or, booking artists and stuff, which is cool. But what happens in those weeks when we can't do all that? You know what I'm saying? And I always took the initiative of branding myself, spending money on myself. I would fucking film like these vlogs, which you could check out my vlog series, the King Show series that's on YouTube right now, and like show people the ins and outs of the party and what it took to put the party together, what I was doing. I'm next to Rick Ross. I'm doing Justin Combs' 21st birthday party, mansion parties.
Yes.
The biggest, you know what I'm saying? And like showing people though, like, yo, this party shit is, and I'm a real celebrity in the party world.
Definitely.
And I took, I branded myself a lot at that time when no promoter was doing it that I could think of.
Definitely. And you've dropped some great records.
And yeah, thank you. I appreciate
that.
it.
In the past, you teamed up with OT Genesis and A1.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a great record.
Yeah, that record, I feel like I could have did more, man. But once again, like,
it's learning the industry.
the way how to. It's so much you gotta know to really get going. You could get lucky, you know what I'm saying, and do a dance.
That's really what it is.
It's luck, you know what I'm saying. You do a dance, or maybe DJ Charisma posts it and they go crazy. Who knows? But
viral,
you know what I mean.
Something.
But it's always like a roll of the dice, and I guess my luck has been better at other things.
Right.
But right now, I think one thing that I've been learning is really just to never stop. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep going and keep on masterminding this thing, because you could stop when you got the real record in the tuck that everybody been waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, the vibes, people been waiting on a song like that from me. They've been waiting on that Sonic, and it's like it's been in the tuck. And now, I get together with London on the Track. Shout out to London on the Track. That record is crazy. We put that out, and it's really, I'm seeing the most results I ever seen.
Yeah, nice.
And you got to think, I had OT Genesis coming off of Coco on a song.
Right.
And it didn't do what this doing right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
But it was a stepping stone.
100%.
To this project, the greatest show on earth.
The greatest.
The greatest.
The greatest.
Just came out.
Yeah.
All platforms, go check it out. Yeah. And it's short and sweet.
Yeah, 6 songs. All me. I just wanted to get to the point. I could have got this feature, that feature, but once again, we get to like the industry, man, and like I could probably right now call Future and he's gonna do a song for me.
Definitely.
He's a friend of mine, but to get the clearance, you see what I'm saying? To get the clearance,
people don't know about all the back end.
It's a whole nother thing that and it might stall something up.
Definitely.
You might be waiting for somebody that don't got nothing to do with what your bigger pitch is, because they chasing even the record companies chasing the hottest. So they gonna tell Future, nah, hold on, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. Nah, do the song with the baby, because he's on fire, and that's gonna keep your fire going. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So they don't really
labels ride the waves.
They not only do they ride the waves, but they still control the game. They control Spotify, the playlist. They control Apple. You know what I'm saying? They know how to take an artist. Like
that
Meg
Nicki
Thee
Minaj
Stallion
is talking about.
You know what I mean? If they want Meg Thee Stallion to be, she gonna be the one.
I believe it.
The people could not even
the
like a song.
power of marketing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I went to Apple the other day, and what's the little girl name that was on every iPhone in there? Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah.
No, she's like, when you know how you go in the Apple store to buy a product, she's on the screen.
Placed.
Of
Product
every
placement.
Item in the store. I'm like, I gotta hear the album. But she's like, what's going on? They make sure you go to right now Spotify, Meg Thee Stallion's the first thing you see.
Crazy.
When they want to activate you and they want you to go crazy, you're gonna go crazy. You can absolutely hate a song. You hear me? Hate a song. You turn on the radio station, every hour on the hour.
Road, little Old Town Road.
Listen, man, #1 for 29,000 weeks. You hear me? Every hour on the hour. You like, why do I even know this? How do I know it? Why do I like it? It's like,
man,
they activate. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And
there's definitely some truth to it. Definitely.
It's not a lot of room for independent artists. Let me just say that. Like everybody try to act like I'm independent. You go and do your research. You like, the whole time this guy been signed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Many artists.
The whole time? Like, no, the whole
Why
time.
you gotta lie about it though? I don't understand that.
I think there's we in a crazy time right now where everybody want to say they self-made. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to just be like, I did it, me. Like, who was the 29 guys with you last time I seen you? None of them guys did anything. And I think that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Nobody play like a team.
Right.
Because it's been so many people in history that appear to just made it on their own. You look at these guys, like, look at this guy, he made it on his own. Like, nah, these guys had a team of people. And the one person I respect is like a guy like Drake. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure God's plan. If I didn't have Oliver, if I didn't have 40, if I didn't have Future, I would be nothing. This would, you know what I mean? And like
Nav too, all of them around him.
They let you know. But these guys, you get a lot of these guys, man, they jump out here like they was a millionaire before they start rapping. They had the biggest chain, the biggest car, and they put themselves on, and now they the hottest. They don't got no backing, and then they got to deal with Apple somewhere where they front page. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, or they got the most powerful management.
I like how people are talking about it now because I know Coach K and P have been doing interviews, and that's exactly what they're talking about.
100%.
Like artists getting big-headed, dropping management, and it's just like, man, that man put his whole life into you. You know, and you just drop him.
You preach it to the
choir.
choir.
This game is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I stepped into the management game over the last couple years. I was working with this artist. And it got to a point where, you know, you have an agreement or understanding with a person, right? Where you like, look, we coming in this. I'm an artist first and foremost. I always been. Everybody know this is what sincere do. And you get to a point where you like, all right, look, what you doing is it's all right. You know what I'm saying? But we could really amplify this with something else happening.
You know what's top notch.
I know what's top notch.
You're around it. You live it 24/7.
You know what I mean? So we can build you up, your confidence really, because a lot of it with this music stuff is about building confidence. So we might,
definitely.
you know, my whole idea was I'm gonna do something to build the confidence, really, to show you that that's possible. Then their confidence get bigger than it need. You're like, hold on. I'm telling you, I'm building it this way, but we got to do some other things for it to make sense. Now, we could get you out there, but to really make sense, let me show you now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I told you what I could tell you. Now let me show you how to do it.
Definitely.
And I need you to support this. Nah, it's about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hold on. I stopped everything I was doing 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Put it all into you, trying to make you successful. And then when I'm like, yo, look, you going to take some time to get this next situation together. And that time, I'm going to keep this thing going and really turn it up and show you how to be on fire out here. And they like, yo.
Which you did, because you just dropped a fire video.
Come on. Yeah. That's
like
that
that
crazy.
just shows your vision right there. I want everyone to go check that out. We're going to throw it up on the screen right now.
Gucci my slide, taking my time, eating that pride, shout out my slide, you know the vibe.
But
you know the vibes.
The video, fire.
Where we shoot
Miami?
that? Nah, Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Shot at them, the Bahamas with the most beautiful women. I was out there. I did the what was that cruise we did the performance on?
Oh, the one with Khaled and Cardi B?
The Days of Summer cruise.
Yes.
So they booked me for that. And I was like, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to bring some girls with me and, you know, get on that Bahamas beach with that blue water and show them the vibes.
The video's crispy.
You had to show them the vibes because you could tell a person, you know the vibes. But when I show you the vibe, now you know it's the vibe.
I love that record. That's a great record. Who produced that record again?
Song. London on the Track.
London on the Track produced it.
Yeah.
Great record.
The crazy thing is too, man, and this goes to show you, like, you don't know, because that's the first record I did for this project, right? Mm-hmm. And like my artist at the time, I played that record for him. He like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Like, that's not the, you know what I'm saying? That ain't the. I'm like, you know, you might be right. It's all right. It ain't, you know, this, you know, you dealing with people every day. You kind of let them influence the way you seeing things. I'm like, you know, you might be right. That probably ain't the joint. So I got another record on there called Handsome, which is also a crazy song. Record. But I felt like that was a stronger record.
Right.
So I'm in the studio one night with Future. I'm like, let me play them both and see. You know what I'm saying? I play them both. He picked You Know the Vibes.
I'll tell you right now, all the DJs
automatically pick You Know the Vibes. Like,
You Know the Vibes.
All over the country, though. I'm
Definitely.
talking about everywhere. They like, nah, this the one that I, you know, because I did like a little poll where I was like, pick your top 3. And then people picked all the DJs. You know, I know every DJ in the world. They send back their top 3. Then I say, okay, You Know the Vibes is always in the top 3. Okay, if you only had to pick one, and most of them pick You Know the Vibes. So I'm like, that's the one we going to run with. That's going to be the lead for this project. I'm going to press my line with that one, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So I like to tap in.
Pay attention to the fans, people.
Yeah, I tap in with the culture, you know what I'm saying,
Definitely.
with everybody. And, you know, me, I've been, you know, doing my best and pushing for DJs forever, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, trying to give people shots and opportunities to really get out here and turn up. And it's been like, the crazy part is, man, too, with the DJ thing is like, the DJs are very particular about their music. You know what I'm saying? So
we got to be.
Yeah, it's like you gotta kind of like still, even if you got great relationships with people, you still gotta kind of like win them over when it come to something. Like that's even with me, you know what I'm saying?
Or it's just a great feeling when you see him just going and you know it's natural.
Yeah,
that's
too.
the best.
That's the best. I like that better. But, you know what I'm saying, you do run into situations where it's like, you know, let me tell y'all something. On your way to the top, don't take nothing personal.
Nah.
Like, let me just put that out there, because I see a lot of young artists, like, being mad about this or that. Like, man, they not fucking with it. It's like, yo, look, it ain't personal. I just watched Travis Scott documentary last night in 2014, which would be 5 years ago. He was performing in front of 30 people. You understand? I didn't even know who this kid was. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying, over the last couple years.
One of the biggest.
The biggest arenas, sold out tours, sold out merch, the most beautiful woman, the most beautiful child. His life appears to be amazing from the outside. You know, you never know, but I'm saying don't let these little moments, because nobody can see your vision the way you gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? The way I see myself since I can't even remember, like a very small child, I knew I was gonna be the biggest. You understand what I'm saying? People to this day think I'm crazy. Like, this guy's...
That's a God-given gift.
People will think I'm crazy.
Definitely.
I'm telling you, like, No ID thought I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? In that time frame, I used to be like, yo, I'm better than all these. Who? Trey Songz? I'm better than. I thought I was the best. You understand what I'm saying? They was like, yo, you're crazy, sister. I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? But that's what even got me to this point. Because, and I'm not saying like, is Trey Songz better? Yeah, he probably, you know what I mean? Like, if you put the numbers, you know what I'm saying? He Trey Songz. But I had to think that way to even get to the level of a Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, if I hadn't gave up, because I kind of quit music. Like, man, fuck music. You know what I'm saying? I would be bigger than Trey, whoever these guys was at the time, because I know the type of drive I got. You give me 1 foot in, I'm taking over the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
consistency and just staying in, it matters.
It matters, but I stopped. I'm like, man, fuck this music. I just want to get bread. And that's how I really started doing the parties. I'm like, I just want to get some money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't care about none of that. I'm out here fucked up. I can't be no broke boy. And the parties was making me money at the time, so I focused on that. And we see what I did with the parties. So what if I put all that energy into anything, making cookies?
Yeah, you
know what I'm saying?
The vibes. That's what you get.
Well, you know, right now, and I'm gonna be honest, that
it's a
project,
nice little starter.
I did that project in like 5 days.
It's a nice little starter,
It's
though.
a nice starter, though. You know what I'm saying? I got some more.
Because I've known you many years, and you've dropped a lot of records. You know,
but them the best for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
This
Them
is
the
like
best.
one of your best in a long time. So I want everyone to go check it out.
Yeah.
It's available right now. The Greatest Show on Earth.
The greatest show on earth.
Hey, and the video's out for the vibes.
Videos out.
And like, if you want to come party with him or me, and if you're in LA, it's the
You
only
doing
place
Sunday? You gonna do church?
If you can even get in.
You gonna do church on Sunday?
I'm not. I was going to.
What happened?
A little busy. Your girl's pretty busy these
Booked
days.
and busy, baby. She booked and busy.
But
She booked
yeah,
and busy.
church on Sundays, Penthouse, Ace of Diamonds,
Yeah.
Supper Club, Legendary Playhouse, all this good stuff. Great music, great relationships, such an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And he's just a prime example that there's a lot of ways to win in this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways to get in here, win, and who doesn't want to do what you love? And it's dope that we're here.
Yeah, I'm living the dream.
You're
I
here.
will say that.
Power 106.
Yep, Power
Hey,
106, DJ Charisma.
checked in with Charisma.
The Glorious King Show. The album's out now. You know what I'm saying? The EP is out now. The Greatest Show on Earth. Make
Check
sure you
in
get
with
that. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere, all over the globe, man. It's your boy, Sincere Show.
And he's coming to the morning show battle soon, all right? So get ready to vote. Let's go.
Get it.